If you head to your local Honda dealer, you should be able to go and pick up the brand new Honda Passport. I will be driving it about a month from now, so stay tuned for my off-road driving impressions. I know there's going to be other driving impressions coming out from other journalists who go to the dealers and try these things out. I'm going to say that it's going to drive very similar to the Pilot, and I'm driving the new Pilot, it's still new to me, the redesigned Pilot over the last few years. I have one in my driveway right now, and I think I might compare it to the Odyssey as a family 3-row vehicle. Which one is better? All right, so stay tuned for the Honda Pilot coverage, but the 2-row, more off-road focused Passport here, it's redesigned. It looks incredible. When I got to see these in person, what was it, November or something like that, my jaw hit the floor. Beautiful design. Now, I just got done driving the new Toyota 4Runner, which is also a 2-row to 3-row. This actually has 3-row option. And it costs similar now that we have pricing on the new Passport. Okay, so new press release come out. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to compare the Passport versus the 4Runner, and we're going to look at a little bit of pricing as well. But we're going to take a look at which vehicle is going to be a better option for you and your needs. I made a little spreadsheet. I cannot wait to get to that spreadsheet to break down what is the best one. Completely reimagined Honda Passport. There's only 3 trim levels: RTL, TrailSport, and TrailSport Elite. Now, they've added these blackout packages for $1,500. Shoot, I'm not a big fan of that sort of upcharge here. It is what it is, though. You can get the Passport lettering blacked out on the back. There's other blackout things that come with it for $1,500. So I don't know if that's going to be worth it to most people. All right, and sometimes you can do these blackout things on your own in the aftermarket for a lot less. All right, a lot less money. So anyways, RTL after destination is $46,200. Now, the Passport comes standard with their IVTM4 second generation technology. It's the same thing as Acura's super handling all-wheel drive. It is fantastic. It's one of the best off-roading four-wheel drive system or all-wheel drive systems for something that's not a body-on-frame vehicle. The 4Runner, if you don't need all-wheel drive, you can get in rear-wheel drive and save some money. All right, but that's going to come at some compromises, right? So we'll talk about that today as well. But you can get the towing package. If you don't plan on towing with this thing, you can save $700. But this might add to residual value or resale value. Fuel economy between this and the 4Runner is going to be about the same. So I'm not even going to talk about that today. It's going to be, it just depends how heavy your foot is between the two of them. All right, TrailSport. With the skid plates, the off-road tuned suspension, the all-terrain tires, the better paint colors that you have access to, comes in at $49,900, about $3,700 more than the RTL. That's probably worth it to me with how incredible the TrailSports look. All right, and I love the TrailSport interior, which we'll take a look at some of the RTL interiors as well today. TrailSport Elite, which gives you the 360 camera, Bose sound system, memory seats, second row climate control, real leather. There's some other things too. I don't think this is not the one I would be going for. I'd be going for an RTL and maybe upgrade the tires or something, or I'd be going for the TrailSport. I think the TrailSport is going to be probably the most common option here, but let me know which one you would be most interested in. All right, so yes, we have recovery hooks also on the TrailSport, which I forgot to talk about. Recovery points, which is pretty good. That's great to see. And let's get straight into the building of the new Passport, and then we'll compare it to the new 4Runner. All right, it's crazy they're getting redesigned at the exact same time. All right, RTL here. They all come standard with the same powertrain, which is a 3.5-liter double overhead cam V6. It's a new engine for Honda. It's different than the Odyssey's engine, but it's in the Pilot's setup, the double overhead cam. The Odyssey has a 3.5-liter single overhead cam. It's a bit older of an engine. They produce about the same horsepower. I think the emissions is just superior on the double overhead cam new engine. Let's go ahead and build off the RTL. Let's see how potentially dorky it looks. I think it looks fine. It kind of looks it kind of looks like I know a lot of people say this. It looks like an upscale Ford Bronco Sport, and it kind of it's hard to argue that. This even has the hood scoop, which I didn't realize that was going to be a thing. Now it's not functional, and the daytime running lights here are not amber; they are the more traditional white. All right, we have pretty small wheels here too, 18-inch wheels. These tires look pretty dorky on it, at least in the images. All right, let's look at the interior. Do we have? No, we just have one interior color. I'm fine with this. This gray. This is, if there was gray or black, I'd be getting this. Now, did it say leather? We have leather standard on the RTL. All right. When you go to the TrailSport, it goes to cloth, but leather's fine with me. No sunroof here. That's fine with me as well. Very big, cozy back seat. I like this. It's fine. We have wireless charger, good charging ports up here, excellent climate control, good steering wheel setup. Yeah, pretty basic, but I'm happy with it. Let's go ahead and look at what the TrailSport Elite, or sorry, the normal TrailSport has. We can look at the blackout. I'm kind of curious about the blackout. We have blacked out wheels. These wheels look pretty good though. This might be worth it. This wheel upgrade alone is probably worth it. I didn't realize that the wheels were going to be such an upgrade here on the blacked out. The black Honda badges look pretty good too. Blacked out. This looks pretty savage. I almost wish this was blacked out on the back. This rear bumper garnish in the front, but it looks okay. Looks okay. Wow. I'm surprised. I'm actually torn. To get this black. Remember, what was it? What did the blackout package? $1,200. It might be worth it. It might be worth it. Let's look at the TrailSport non-blackout. TrailSport is going to give you the skid plates. Got these gray tires, orange accents. It looks pretty good. Blacked out door handles, it looks like. And then Meteor tires. These tires look much more appropriate. They look much better in person than they do on just this render side profile. All right. So looking pretty good. Let's take a look at the blacked out TrailSport. I bet it's going to look good. Oh, man, I hate to admit it. Yeah, we get the wheels that we saw on the blacked out RTL model. It looks pretty fantastic. But on the exterior, I'm getting the orange every day of the week. This is the best paint color. You can also get, is it the green? Is this, no, where's my green color? White looks pretty good though. It's this one. Is this it? Is that my green? Why is my green? Is green exclusive to the more expensive model? Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. All right, I guess I could probably hover over. It doesn't tell me. Ash green looks real good in person. The pictures here aren't doing it justice. But the orange is the way I would be going. It reminds me of the orange on the old Element. I guess you could say this is modern day Element, but it's way more expensive than the Element ever was. Okay. I wanted to look at the interior of the TrailSport because this is my favorite interior out of all of the new Passports. You have this synthetic leather, but it's wrapped in this nice cloth, charcoal cloth with orange stitching. We get the cool TrailSport badges on the headrest, cloth on the doors, cloth on the dash. Got this cool TrailSport orange stripes everywhere. I love it. Orange on the outside, orange accents on the inside. This is how I would equip this vehicle. Unfortunately, when you go to the TrailSport Elite, yes, you get some nice leather and different wheels, whatever. That's about, and blacked out. Gosh, what are the door handles are slightly different between this and I think the door handles here are body color compared to the blacked out ones on the base TrailSport. But anyways, the interior here just to me is not, yes, it's leather and you get ventilated seats and stuff, but to me, it takes a step back. You get the cool garnish taken away from the headrest. It's still there, but it's not orange. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. I feel like I'm compromising too much on this interior. And you wouldn't need ventilated seats in theory on the cloth. But the cloth, it has synthetic leather too. All right. So I'm done looking at these options here. What about the 4Runner? Well, I'm only looking at a couple trim levels of the 4Runner because it gets really expensive once you get to the turbo hybrid. So I'm not even looking at those. And it gets really expensive when you get to, the limited and platinum. The platinum's hybrid only. So I'm looking at the SR5, and then I'm also looking at the 4Runner off-road. Okay, the TRD off-road. And so I wanted to look at the interior as well. We just kind of looked at the TrailSport. Yes, this has a traditional shifter instead of the push button. And yes, I have a locking rear diff here, which is nice, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. This interior, though, I like the screen placement better. Yes, you have a fully digital screen back here, a bigger one. Then the Honda, I think the Honda's a 10 inch, this is a 12 inch. I don't know. This is just too plasticky for me. I'm taking the Honda's interior. I'll see you guys battle it out in the comments below. But let's go get to the summary, and it's about $50,640 for a TRD off-road. And then what is it for the TrailSport? I'd be getting the TrailSport here. The blackout's pretty cool, but I don't need it. I'd be getting the TrailSport in orange. Looks great. Looks really, really good. And let's go to the summary. And this is at, well, you can get white wheels. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that was an option, but that's going to add, what does it add to the cost? Yeah, $1,800 for the white wheels. I don't think so, unless I can get those thrown in for non-extra cost. All right, so I'll be kind of looking at the TrailSport versus the TRD, sorry, not the SR5. The SR5 is more of a competitor to the RTL model, but the TRD off-road here. So let's get to the spreadsheet, and we're going to pick some winners for each category. You have the Turbo 4, the 2.4 with 275 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. It's torquier than the V6, but I'm taking the V6, guys. It's smoother. It sounds better. You have VTEC on here. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I know the single overhead cam is VTEC. So I'm picking the V6 and the 10-speed auto. I'm just looking at a way to make it green. That's too green. Maybe there. Honda wins with the powertrain. I know you might be saying, I can do rear wheel drive here if I want to on the 4Runner, but I don't know. That turbo 4-cylinder, it's peppy and it's more responsive than the old V6, but V6, guys, I'm traditionalist. More cylinders is better, right? All right, body. Well, body on frame is objectively better here for off-roading. So if you're doing off-road, I think body on frame here is going to be a big draw for a lot of people for the 4Runner. All right, unibody has its strengths for on-road. There's no doubt about the handling, the ride quality. All right, so yeah, on-road is going to be better on the Passport. The unibody is going to handle better. It's going to have better, it's just going to be better overall. All right, but off-road, that's where this is going to favor the 4Runner, even though we have probably better built skid plates on the Passport TrailSport that protects the gas tank. It protects the underbelly, the engine, the oil pan, that sort of thing. I think off-road is going to be superior on the 4Runner, but the Passport TrailSport is going to be good enough for 99% of people out there. Interior design, I already said it's better on the Passport. Exterior design, I think it's also better on the Passport. You guys can battle me there if you want. This one's, both of the design is very subjective. I also think the interior, the technology is almost a coin flip between the two. You can get the Trail Cam 360 camera, I think, on the TrailSport Elite. But towing here, if you're going to be towing, I would get the 4Runner. Body on frame is going to do better there. Seating is going for the 4Runner. If you need 3 rows of seats, you have that option on the SR5. You don't, and you have it on the Limited. You're very pigeonholed into how you can get the third row of seats. Second row space. So if you just want lots of legroom in the back, the Honda is going to win. The Honda is more comfortable on the back, in the back or the second row of the vehicle. Upgradability. There's no doubt about it that the upgradability is going to go to a body on frame vehicle. You can lift them. You can more easily change its suspension. You can do, you have way more customization here. on a body on frame 4Runner. And there's going to be better aftermarket support. You got to keep in mind the 4Runner's volume, sales volume is going to dwarf the Passports. What other category do you think I'm missing out here? I think I've summarized the biggest points here. You could say affordability. The SR5 4Runner is a better deal overall than the Passport RTL, because RTL starts a little bit higher than I would like, and it's almost there to push you into the TrailSport, which looks so cool. It's going to have better tires, better looks, and a better interior. Well, you know, for my opinion, I really like that cloth interior. So I'll see you guys in the comments. What do you think about this pricing for the TrailSport, for the RTL and the Elite model? I think it's high. Think of this though. Think of this as almost like a two-row Pilot that's more capable off-road. The thing is, people don't always need 3 rows of seats. All right. So if you need 3 rows of seats, well, just go get a Pilot, and you can get a TrailSport Pilot, which is going to be fine off-road too. Not quite as good as this Passport, but it's going to be fine. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. The Passport 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. The 4Runner 1. So they have their pros and cons. What are you looking for? Are you looking for an off-road capable crossover with a V6? Is a V6 most important to you? Then get the Passport. If putting the biggest tires possible in your 4Runner is important to you, obviously you're not going to even be looking at a Passport. All right. If you're doing off-roading most of the time, which I guarantee 99% of 4Runner buyers are not doing, you're going to get a 4Runner. All right. Fuel economy is a wash between the two. Towing is going to go to the 4Runner. Interior comfort and interior design and exterior design, I think the Passport looks cooler than the 4Runner. The 4Runner's rear window looks great. The front end of the 4Runner looks, I think it looks a bit silly. This double mustache thing, it's just unfortunate that it looks like this from the front when the Tacoma looks way better. And the Tacoma is so similar, right, to this vehicle. The rest of the 4Runner looks fine. But I think this looks better. This looks better. What do you think between the two of them? I'm picking the Honda here. For in-town driving most of the time, and I'm picking the 4Runner for off-road driving. But the V6 is also speaking to me a lot, so maybe I'll go for the Passport over the 4Runner. The 4Runner SR5 is really the only model I would be getting. That's just my opinion, because the rest of the 4Runner trims have gotten really expensive. But the Passport's not cheap either. So anyways, I got to shut it down there. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe so you can see my off-roading impressions on these TrailSport models, because I'm going to a really cool place to drive it. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, I cannot wait to drive it off-road to see what it's capable of. I've been in the 4Runner off-road. It's very capable. Of course it is. It's body on frame. Toyota knows how to do off-road trucks. And yes, the 4Runner is a truck. It's body on frame. It's, yeah, long live the body on frame 4Runner. But this Passport's going to challenge it, I think, for a lot of buyers out there. All right, shut it down. I'll see you in the comments. Have a great day and peace.